Hi, I'm Nell Duke from the University of Michigan, and I'm here to talk about the pronunciation of sounds commonly associated with our alphabet letters. It's very important as early childhood educators that we are precise when we pronounce a sound or sounds that are associated with specific alphabet letters so that we don't cause confusion for children. So I'm going to model that pronunciation as best I can, and I encourage you to practice with your colleagues as well. So for the letter A, there are typically two sounds that we teach in our work with young children. We teach them to associate the letter A with the A sound, and we teach them to associate the letter A with the A sound. So the A sound and the A sound. For B, we teach them to associate that with the B sound. And as much as possible, you want to clip the vowel that's coming after. So it's B and not B, if that distinction makes sense. Some people think you can clip that vowel sound off completely. You actually can't. You can see that in spectrographs. But as much as possible, you want to keep that pronunciation just on that initial sound that you're creating that we associate with the letter B. For the letter C, there are two sounds that we'll typically teach young children. One is k, 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 and that's a sound you might also associate with the letter K. The other is s, and that's a sound you might associate as well with the letter S. So for C, we teach two sounds. For D, we teach one sound, and that's D. And again, we want to clip that vowel so it's not duh, it's D. Okay. For E, again, we're going to teach two sounds, the E sound and the E sound. The E sound and the E sound. For F, we'll teach F. For F, we'll teach F. For G, we'll teach G. For G, we'll teach G. And again, you want to clip that vowel sound as much as you can. Can't do it entirely, but as much as you can.
A second sound that we teach for the letter G is J, J. That's the sound we hear at the beginning of the word giraffe, and also the sound that we associate with the letter J. So we teach two sounds for the letter G, the G sound and the J sound. Again, trying to clip the vowel as much as we can.
For H, we teach H. And this is one of those letters that's really tricky for kids because there is no sound in the letter name H, right? And so it's especially important that we spend as much time as kids need to get that sound for H over time. For I, we teach two sounds, I and I. I and I. For J, it's J. It's just one sound for J that we typically teach young children, J. For K, it's K. For L, we teach L, L. And make sure that you're not going ul, but L. For M, we teach M, M. And this is such a fun one to teach with young kids. A lot of times when we're teaching letter-sound relationships to children in preschool, this is one of the first ones that we like to really emphasize with children. For N, it's N, N. For O, we have two sounds again, the O sound and the aw sound. And I hear this one mispronounced quite often, so it's aw, like in octopus, octopus. So it's a different sound than the sound that you would associate with any of the other vowels. For P, it's p, p. And again, you're going to want to clip that vowel. For Q, this is an interesting one. Q actually represents two sounds next to each other, the k sound and the w sound together. So it's qu, qu. And try to clip that vowel. It's tricky, qu. But that's what we have with Q. With R, it's r, r. For S, it's s. For T, it's t, t. For U, it's two sounds, which is the sound that you might hear at the beginning of, say, umbrella, and then U. And U is, of course, the letter name, so it may be more comfortable to kids. So the and the U. For V, we teach v, v, v. For W, it's w. And again, try to get that out as much as you can. W. For X, again, like Q, there are actually two sounds in here. If you spelled it out, you would write it KS, for example. So it's x, x, x. So that's the sound, or those are the sounds, actually, that you would teach with that letter. For Y, it's y, 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 y. and often yellow is a term or a word that we'll teach to associate with that sound. And then finally Z, and that's going to be Z, Z. So I hope this has been helpful. Again, you can practice as you're practicing as much as possible. Clip, clip, clip those vowels, and just try to be as accurate and precise as you can be in the pronunciation of these sounds. Remember that it's going to help children a lot if you don't simply work with them on sounds in isolation, but also teach them keywords that go with each of these letters. So you don't just teach, for example, the sound associated with letter Y, but you also teach words that begin with that same sound so that children are constantly hearing the sound in the context of a word as well as outside the context of a word. So I hope this guide has been helpful, and thank you for the work you do with young children.